I think I know just about everyone in the room, but just in case, I'll tell you I'm Rena Smith, and I have the best job, Mark. I'm the Vice President and Campus Director for the Owens campus. You know, today's about saying thank you. Mark did a beautiful job of saying thank you to all the different players in the beauty that you see in this room today. And it's, you know, there's so much good in this room. I think it's really a celebration of the good in people. It has to do, in my mind, with giving back, you know, with giving hope, and on the student side, with working hard, with overcoming challenges, with building that work ethic that's going to be part of them for the rest of their lives, with achieving dreams. And it's also about expressing gratitude. And it's about making people proud. So what a beautiful celebration we all get to experience at this event. And I think one thing for sure is that we're going to all walk away more inspired and uplifted. So my role today is not about telling, it's all about showing. We have 6 wonderful students who are going to tell you their stories. They're going to share their lives with us. And in doing so, they will show return for the gifts they have received. I think they will demonstrate what it takes to be successful. And they will say thank you in the best way possible. And that is by showing you the real lives impacted by generosity. Our 6 students are representing themselves, and they're also representing hundreds of others. Their stories have ties that bind them with their fellow scholarship recipients. So this year, we have titled their stories. We did that to bring focus to the big picture. And that big picture is the student experience at Delaware Tech. So I am very, very proud to today present them. One by one, they're going to come up here, and you're going to show what a great friendly audience you are, right? Right? We're going to make them feel relaxed and at ease here. So, Gem in My Backyard is Leanne Rowe's story title. She is an elementary education major, so let's welcome Leanne.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are enjoying your lunch. My name is Leanne Rowe, and I am an elementary education major here at Del Tech. Del Tech has been a part of my life since the day I was born, literally. When my mother arrived at the hospital, news traveled quickly to the Del Tech nursing students who happened to be doing a rotation at the hospital that day, that twins were going to be born. My parents, who were both Del Tech alumni, gladly gave permission for a large group of Delaware Tech nursing students to observe the birth of me and my twin brother. A few hours later, my twin brother Kevin was born, but minutes passed and you could see the worry on everyone's face, including the Del Tech nursing students who were still in the room. 28 minutes later, I finally decided to make my grand entrance. Although it wasn't that grand, when doctors were finally able to get me breathing, they didn't know the damage it had already caused. In elementary school, I was diagnosed with auditory processing disorder. For those of you who don't know what APD is, it is simply described as when the brain can't hear. My ears can hear you, but my brain has difficulty processing what you are saying. At that age, I was unaware of how this learning disability would affect my life and, more importantly, my education from then on. School was really hard for me, but one thing that seemed to come natural to me was soccer. When it came time to start thinking about college, I used this skill to get me into a small private school in Pennsylvania. They were offering me some money to come play there, which was crucial considering my parents would then be paying for 4 children in college, something their middle-class paychecks probably wouldn't be able to handle. My mom, understanding that I operated differently than my siblings, had suggested that I attend Del Tech after high school. In my opinion, society puts so much pressure on high school students to go away to college and get the full college experience. Needless to say, I felt that pressure, but my college experience started off on the wrong foot. On the morning that I was supposed to leave for college, my mom came into my room and said, "Leanne, Mom and Papa are going to have to take you up to school today because Dad went to the hospital last night." Growing up with a sick father, I was used to him being in the hospital often. The first week of college was great because I was only playing soccer. My actual classes hadn't started yet, and once they did, let's just say I was definitely feeling the academic pressure. Even though the school had been notified of my accommodations, they were not being implemented in the classroom. For the short time I was away at college, my father was in the hospital numerous times, and I couldn't make the 4-hour trip home on the weekends because I usually had soccer practice or a game. I couldn't handle the lack of support I was receiving from my school anymore, and I couldn't take being away from home any longer. I felt like a failure. I felt like I had let my parents down who had given up so much for me to go to that school. My older brother was a successful business owner. My older sister was on her way to medical school, and my twin brother was in school to be an engineer, and I was a college dropout. When I finally came home from college, I enrolled in cosmetology school. 3 years later, I was unhappy with where I was in life. I mentioned to my mom a couple of times that I wanted to enroll back in college. Needless to say, she was a little bit skeptical, and I didn't blame her. But I was persistent, and one day I walked into the kitchen and said, "Mom, I want to go back to college. I want to be a teacher, and I want to help the kids that struggled like I did in school." After a few more weeks of discussion, we finally decided that Del Tech was the best option for me, because everyone knows your mother is always right. Fall 2014 was my first semester here. I was extremely nervous that again I would fail at my attempt to be a college graduate. I was afraid my teachers would think I couldn't be a teacher because I had a learning disability. But much to my surprise, my teachers thought the complete opposite. They assured me that it was my experience with a learning disability that would make me a great teacher. I would be able to relate to my students. Within a few weeks, the encouragement and support of the Delaware Tech staff made me feel optimistic and confident that I would reach my goal. Since the very first day at Delaware Tech, every teacher I've had has come to me and assured me they will do whatever it takes to help me be successful. I had started to settle into my routine at Del Tech when 5 weeks into the semester, my father passed away. He had been sick since I was in the 3rd grade, having quadruple bypass surgery that year, the day after Christmas, and starting dialysis when I was a sophomore in high school. My parents had taught me and my siblings about work ethic by raising us on a poultry farm, but knowing my father's health was rapidly declining, my mother returned to work using her Delaware Tech degree in nuclear medicine. We stopped farming, but my father continued to work for Sussex County until the day that he died. Financially, it has been difficult for my mother because when my dad passed, 3 of us were still in college, and we had lost my father's income. For the next few months, I worried if I would be able to continue on at Del Tech. Personally, I think if I was at any other university, they probably wouldn't have cared that my dad had just died and I was starting to struggle academically. But you see, the difference between a university and Delaware Technical and Community College is the word community. Uni means one or consisting of one, but at Del Tech you are not the only one. You are not alone. Community is defined as a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. Here at Del Tech, we all want to succeed. That is what we have in common. And we have the support of our community throughout our journey. Del Tech is truly a gem in our backyard. Thanks to generous donors in our community, such as many of you here with us today, myself and many other Del Tech students are able to continue our education. I would like to personally thank Mr. Philip Bills for your generous scholarship donation. Dr. Keim, I can never thank you enough for your unwavering patience and tolerance of my endless questions and worrying. And thank you for encouraging me to broaden my horizons and participate in the study abroad trip this spring. Thank you to all of the staff here at Del Tech for your continued support. I truly wouldn't be able to do this without you. And thank you, Mom, for everything that you have given up for my brothers and sister and me. I promise I will always make sure your lipstick is straight when you're old and senile. Because of donors like Mr. Bills and the supportive staff here at Delaware Tech, I will no longer be a college dropout. I will be a college graduate. Thank you.
And now we have determined to succeed. That's Lionel Harris, a future radiologic technologist. Please welcome Lionel.
Good afternoon, all. First thing I would like to say is 2 spoons, 2 forks, and 3 butter knives. I'll bring you back to that momentarily. I'm a veteran of Desert Shield, Desert Storm, United States Air Force. I'm the proud dad of an 8-year-old son. And I'm a student here at Delaware Tech. March 26, 2013, 7:52 a.m., finally became a man. Even though I am 45 years old right now, that was the date my son was born. I was fortunate enough to be hurt at work, working for the state, stayed home and raised my son. It gave me an appreciation for what it is to be a true man. I looked like a man, I sounded like a man, did things that you would think a man would do. However, until raising my son, being there for him every day, every hour, gave me a true appreciation for what it is to be mature. July 31st, 2013, went through a divorce. 3 weeks later, enrolled at Delaware Tech. Even though I hold an associate's degree in airway science as air traffic controller, I hadn't been to school in 25 years. And it was an experience, really, being in classrooms with other students who were younger than the degree I held. But determination, I'm going to speak on for a brief moment. My mother's here. My father passed away in 2000. Determination was a core value, which was taught in my household. You did not quit. You did not do half of a job. You had respect for your elders. You went to school. You tried. You cleaned up. Determination is something that comes along with the package. My dad told me one time, a man is not judged by the car he drives, by the home he lives in, or the friends he has. A man is judged by the state of his family. So, please do not clap or look up to me or praise me for having determination. I'm supposed to. What I'm here to do today is to share with you, the donors. Came to the scholarship luncheon last year, and I sat back there and had a wonderful lunch and watched other students come up and speak to everything that your donations have done for them. And I wanted then to have this opportunity that I have today. See, even as a dad, that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to take care of my son. I'm supposed to raise my son. I'm supposed to teach him right from wrong. I'm supposed to give him the same core values that were bestowed in me. That's nothing special. What you do, all of you do, is a choice. That's what makes that special. You make the choice to give your treasure, to give your time, to give your energy, to help individuals like myself and all of the students here at Delaware Tech, because regardless if I receive a scholarship or not, what you do touches all of us. If it wasn't for what you do, I wouldn't be here today. If it wasn't for what you do, I would not be here today. I've received scholarships. To say they came in the nick of time would be an understatement. My third semester here, I received a scholarship for $500. 2 days before I received it, my car broke down. $495 worth of repair. My son attends the STEM camps here. Every year, there's a $200 scholarship that goes out. That scholarship allows my son to be here when I am here. I don't have to take him somewhere where I don't know the people. Another scholarship I received came 12 hours after all 4 brakes in my car gave out. That was a Saturday. I had the money to have my car fixed Sunday, so I didn't miss class. I'm going to bring you back to the 2 spoons, the 2 forks, and the 3 butter knives. That's what my son and I had. After the divorce. And I told him, buddy, it looks bad now. We don't have a lot of toys. We don't have video games. We don't have fancy televisions. Daddy's car is suspect at best. You don't have very much clothing. It doesn't look good right now. You give Daddy a minute. I'm coming, buddy. I'm coming. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to give up. No matter how bad it looks, no matter how tough the classes are, no matter how I have to get up at 2 a.m. to study for Mrs. Helen's physics test. Daddy's going to make it, because Daddy said he was going to make it. If it wasn't for what you do, I would not be here. That's all I want taken away from what I'm saying. Nothing else. Do not look at me and say, oh, wow, he's a special guy. He's showing determination. He stood up. I don't have a choice but to stand up. For the younger ones in the audience, there is nothing you cannot achieve. You set a goal, you set short-term objectives, and you move towards that. Period. You will make it. I now see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm not very far now, ladies and gentlemen. I am your investment. I am one of your thousands of investments. My plan going forward, I graduate. 1 year later, I will open Delaware's first early breast cancer detection center featuring thermal imaging. I will shine not so people can say, oh, look, he's doing well. Wow. Look at his commercials. Look at how he's doing now. No. I will shine so I can show you a return on your investment. So you can be proud of what you do, and you should be. Thank you.
Daisha Murphy will tell you about a different path. She will soon be a phlebotomy technician. Daisha?
They sat me all the way in the back, so I had to walk all the way up here. All right, my name is Daisha Murphy, and I am very, very thankful for everything that Deltec has done for me. I am a recent graduate of Lake Forest High School, and I was in the top 20% of my class. And when I graduated, I had the mindset that I was going to come here and I was going to do business, and I wanted to be an advertiser. And I went to all the business classes, I passed all my business classes, and I said, this is not for me. I don't like this. And then my family and I had taken a trip after all that, and once we got home from the really long trip, we got a phone call as soon as we pulled into the driveway, and they had told us that my grandmother was laying in the bathroom floor and she was unconscious. So, goodness. My father and I, we rushed over to the house, and I was there holding her hand. And the EMTs came in, and she has diabetes, so they put some kind of sugar thing inside of her, and she just got right up, and she's like, oh, I don't know what happened. And it was just a miracle. I was like, whoa, how did that even happen? We just saw my grandmother lying on the floor, and they just helped her. And so, and that wasn't the first episode. There was like 4 more after that, where my father and I had to make several trips to the hospitals and doctors, and we didn't know whether she was going to make it or not. And so once, oh goodness, when that all happened, I figured I wanted to be a doctor. I want to be the person that says, oh, you're gonna survive. You have this wrong with you, and I want to help you. So I decided to take the phlebotomy course. The phlebotomy course has put me on a pathway to the medical field, to where I want to be, and I just have my grandmother to thank for that, and God. He has helped her and our family through everything. And my next step, once I finish this phlebotomy course, I would like to do EKGs and move further up the ladder. My grandmother also has heart problems, and I just want to help people like her, and I'm very, very thankful for everything that Deltec has done for me. Thank you.
Securing My Future is Doreen Datasio's story title. She is a health information management major. So welcome, Doreen.
Good afternoon, everyone. 2.5 years ago, I moved here from Philadelphia, escaping an abusive marriage, which I never would have been able to leave without the help and support from my mother. I had 3 children with me, no job skills to fall back on. I had been a single mother for 8 years at that point, or a stay-at-home mother. And I was at a loss. I didn't know what to do, where to turn, really. And my middle daughter, about 4 at the time, needed to go in to preschool, prepare her for her future. And that's where I met Laurie, who has become a great tool for me. Madison, my 4-year-old daughter, who went into the child care center, had a heart transplant when she was 18 months and has significant medical issues I have to deal with. And even with all the significant time she would lose at that preschool, they still were able to get her to be able to read by the time she left, which is amazing to me. So I knew that this was a great school, and because of Laurie giving me the direction of where to go, who people to talk to, counselors to help me figure out the field I wanted to go into, I was able to narrow it down to medical billing because it's flexible with children, one with medical needs, growth opportunity available. And so time moves on, and my youngest needs to go to preschool. But again, I'm a single mom right now, struggling. I wouldn't have been able to put her in Del Tech and have her come out reading as Madison was without the help of the scholarship that I received, thanks to Laurie letting me even know about it. Bella was in the video today. She gave you the gifts up here. Del Tech has helped me become proud of myself again when I was down and out. My mother, with her support, watching the children when I'm in class, I would have never been able to be up here. Thanks, Mom. The teachers here are wonderful. They are all so supportive. When I have to lose time because of my daughter's medical care, they're all very understanding and help me through that. I've been accepted into the medical billing program. I have about 1.5 years. I'm very excited for me and my children, something for them to look up to and strive for a better future for themselves as well. Just want to thank everybody for all their help. Thank you.
Rena Messing will now tell you about a preparation like no other. He is a computer information systems major.
Kind of tough to follow, but okay. Good afternoon. My name is Rena Messing. I'm a computer information systems major, and I just want to thank everybody for your generous donations, your contributions, because people like me, I would not be here if it wasn't for you guys. I just want to say that. Okay. I'm a normal student. I came here wanting to be a video game developer, go into that field, computer science, IT, and stuff like that. But being a normal student, I decided to change. I decided to take a job as a seasonal police officer in Dewey Beach. And I fell in love with the job. Just something about it. I enjoy helping people. It's just an amazing career, and I really fell in love with it. I grew up, looking up to police officers, military guys, superheroes, going out saving the day, It's all I ever wanted to do. So, and I'm telling you, life is truly different when you're running towards danger and you're not running away from it. I've dealt with things that'll haunt you. Sorry. terrible accidents, children crying for their parents, you know? Yeah. No respect, no thank you, no nothing. Being assaulted every day, you know? Wow, I didn't know I was going to do this. Sorry. sorry. But preparation. At the age of 19, I decided to take this job. Spent $300 on a brand new bulletproof vest, you know? New belt, weapons, whatever I need, you know? Being prepared. That's it. Prepared for the worst. I fought more people than I can count. Been in riots, drug deals going bad, anything you can possibly think of. Domestic violence, everything. I've seen terrible things. And my goal in life, with your money, to go and get into the police force and help as many people as I can. That's the legacy I want to leave with whatever you give me, and I thank you every day. Because without your help, I would not be here. And, you know, there's just so many areas in law enforcement, you know. This computer degree will be great for me. I'm hoping to come back as, you know, in criminal justice, law enforcement, hopefully. That'll help me out as well. And I apologize for getting emotional, sorry. But all I can say is thank you. Thank you very much.
And now, Believing in Myself is Samantha Monroe's story title. She is a communications major, so let's welcome Sam.
Hello, everyone. I'm already crying, and I haven't even said anything. I hope you guys have your tissues ready. As Dr. Smith said, I am Samantha Monroe, and I'm a communications major. This is my last semester here at Delaware Tech. But before I talk about that, I want to talk to you about my journey and why I'm standing here today. Because there once was a time where I wouldn't be standing here or even making it to graduation. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a mom to two beautiful, intelligent little girls, Amelia and Abigail, 6 and 2 years old. They're the reason that I get out of bed every morning and come here to Del Tech. They inspire me and they motivate me. I went through the foster care system. Was it the best life? No. Was it the perfect life? No. Was it my fault I went through foster care? Excuse my French. Hell no. Going through foster care, I did not get to experience what a lot of normal teenagers would experience in life. Getting to do things, getting your first car, getting your driver's license, because when you're in foster care, things are different. You're limited to things that you could do. So I was told. My whole life, I was told I would never go anywhere in life, that I would never succeed, that I would be a nobody, a failure, that I was a piece of crap. At age 18, I aged out of foster care. Unlike a lot of normal teenagers at 18, when your parents are there to support you, if you have a foster parent, if they no longer get a check for you, they no longer want you. Well, I started Del Tech in 2004. That was in August. My birthday was in October when I turned 18. So without the proper support, transportation, and motivation to go on, I dropped out. 10 years it took me to return back to college. And I remember meeting with my advisor and telling her that I didn't know if I'd make it to graduation, but I would like to get my communications degree. I'm so sorry. As graduation approaches, I think about all the things and the opportunities that are out there. Because I was in foster care, I did not have the mother-daughter relationship a mother and a daughter should have. And it took the birth of my first daughter, Amelia, to establish a relationship with my mom. She lives in North Carolina, 8 hours away. And because the economy is crazy, or because we didn't come from much money to start anyhow, I sometimes worry if she'll make it to graduation. I have told her, "Oh, Mom, it's not a big deal. It's okay." And she would say, "Graduating college is a big deal, and we'll figure it out." When I returned to college, I received financial aid. But I quickly realized it was not enough. I did the first few semesters using the Pell Grant, but it wasn't enough. I knew I had to do something because if I wanted to graduate, I would have to pay for classes. So I applied for scholarships. The scholarships started coming in, and coming to Delaware Tech and to finish my degree was one of the best decisions I ever made. Because those words, "You will never be anything, you'll never go anywhere in life, you'll never succeed," to this day, even standing here, they echo over and over in my mind. But since being a student at Delaware Tech, I have become someone. I have made the dean's list and the president's list every semester. I have been selected and I was chosen to be the student spotlight because my advisor and instructor, Jessica Farley, thought my story was worth something, that I was worth something. And next month in April, I will be inducted into the Alpha Beta Gamma National Honor Society. In 2 months, I will graduate with honors. And for some people, graduation is a joyous time, to be happy, to be excited. But to me, it is a triumph. So standing here today, I would have not done it without the wonderful instructors at Delaware Tech, Dr. Smith, Dr. Rakes, so many other of you in the room, who have never given up on me when I wanted to give up myself. And to the donors, your donations really matter because you don't know me, but yet you invested in me. You believed enough in me and my education and my dreams that I was worth it when I didn't think myself that I am worth anything. So who am I? I am Samantha. I'm a wife, a mother, a student. I am somebody. I will go places. I will become a journalist. Why? Because people like you cared enough about a nobody like me, someone you never met. But because of you and your generosity, I am able to fulfill my life goals and dreams. You are my heroes. And without you, I wouldn't have made it this far. So again, thanking you for helping me believe in myself when I couldn't. Thank you.
Well, that was very powerful. How about another round of applause for all of our students? In closing, I'd like to extend our sincere appreciation once again to Discover Bank, our friends from Discover, whose generous support in sponsoring this event made it possible. So thank you, Vicki and Reese. If you could tell your colleagues back at Discover, say hi to Amy and for us and thank them, we'd appreciate it. Many thanks also should go out to everyone from Lighthouse Cove for providing us with such a great meal today. So thank you to Dawn and her team from Lighthouse. And I'd also like to take this chance to thank the many people who put in so many hours in the selection of our scholarship recipients and in the planning and the execution of this day. These are the members of our Scholarship Selection Committee, our Scholarship Luncheon Event Committee, and the staff of our Financial Aid Office. So would all of you present please stand as a group so we can thank you? Don't be shy. Thank you. And as we close this year's luncheon, a very special thank you needs to be conveyed again to all of our donors. As you heard, directly from 6 of our students, your support of them demonstrates that you believe in them and their goal of earning a college degree and making a better life for them and their families. Your generosity has had a major positive impact on their lives. And we want to thank you for giving us a chance to honor and recognize you here today. So thank you for coming. And most of all, probably, we want to thank our students, of course. Your hard work and your perseverance is a very important part of this story, which was clearly on display with the testimony we just heard. I ask that all of our scholarship recipients please pick up their scholarship certificate. In the back of the room, we have folks from our Financial Aid Office who will have their certificates back there towards the back of the room, and we have a certificate for each of the recipients. If you could pick that up on your way out, we'd appreciate it. And finally, I'd like to thank each one of you for attending and sharing some of your day with us at this special event. We certainly appreciate it. We thank you for coming, and we hope you have a great afternoon. Thanks.